Hello V-Ray users, Alex here, your V-Ray guide, and this is the 5th webinar on the Photoshop post-production online training. And here I am with all the users that joined me on this on Skype and the screen sharing. We're gonna do it as usual. I'm gonna go through your questions, I'm gonna correct your works, and well, let's just start. The first one was Michel, and I want to congratulate Michel because he did a really good job, and he got a front page on Evermotion. So he says, "Thank you, Alex." He got lots of learn and stuff like that, but thanks to our session here, he got on the front page. So this is his work on the front page of Evermotion, and if you did not saw his work, it's pretty awesome. I can see that he uses here our stuff, our materials. I think it's a really nice render here, and he did a really good job. So well done, Michel. So this is something that inspires us, me personally, and I always love to see our students making such a progress, such a nice renderings and everything. So go ahead, guys, post your images on Evermotion, and it will be cool if you get a front page as Michel. Okay. Okay, so 2 images from Paul. Here's 2 images. Here they are. And whoops, there was a one old image, I think. Yeah. Here you go. This is doing 2 images. Okay. So let's see this. Well, I see the illumination here. You got overexposed areas, and right here is actually white. If I'm going to take a probe from here, it's overexposed. It's pure white. It's FFF. So it looks like you're working with the linear and not exponential color mapping in V-Ray, and therefore you get really overexposed areas because the light is working really hard and intense in order to lit your scene. All right, so what you gotta do, just go and start working with exponential as a color mapping. All right, but regarding your image, what you can do always is to correct your white balance, because you got a little bit yellowish look there. So by adding a little bit blue on the high tones, something like this, you see, you got to correct it. This is how it was. This is how it looks now. You see, you got white color for the walls. Your bricks got more natural colors, and the wood also. So this is what you can do as start, but I would suggest you to just re-render this image and add some samples, more samples, because you got grainy noise here. You can add also subdivisions on your material right here, and I can see also that your wood is really with low resolution. So basically, if you gotta go to client and you gotta show him this something quick, you could try to recap this area right here, but I can see that it's not recapping at all because it's overburned. So maybe you can just crop it, something like that, you know, or I don't know. Just, I know the bottle and wine looks really good, but if you want to concentrate on that, it doesn't look really nice when you got overexposed areas. What else you can do is add a little bit of a glow. Oops, sorry, you gotta be on white on the background. So by duplicating your image and adding a little bit of a glow, so yeah, something like this. Oops. You could and adding mask and removing this glow from unnecessary places, you can add a really good feeling of light coming in from that window. You see, like bouncing everything. So it's a little bit it looks a little bit better, you know, but there is not much that you can do with this image because it's overexposed from the beginning. So go ahead, try to work with exponential, and you know, you can add a little bit of a chromatic aberration with that, something like this. Okay. So you can see it looks much better than you started. Started like this. So I got more natural curls and everything. But I would suggest you to work with exponential and not with linear, so you don't get overexposed areas like that. All right. Okay. The next one is one here. Well, here is the same problem. You got really overexposed areas here. I can imagine that you put a rectangle light right here and it's in the room. So what you got basically do, just take this light, put it outside the room, so it will get really soft and nice particle flow. I use V-Ray Sky portals. So that was I suggest you to do, but don't put it really far away. Just take it out and put it outside the window that match the window frame. Same thing goes for the door. All right. But as for this image, same problem here. You can correct a little bit of a color balance, that you get bluish light coming actually to this room. So you see something like that. The light is supposed to be more blue, and you can fix the exposure here also just by adding a little bit something like this. Okay, more good tunnel. Same stuff with distort. With length correction. I'm just gonna close this grid, and same stuff here, and a little bit of chromatic aberration, not beyond 7, something like this, and okay, something like that. Could fix the image, and of course sharpen, always sharpen at the end. So you get really sharpened. You see, this is like really blurry, but this got nice and sharpened. So this way to go. Yeah, try to fix your lighting here, and I think I got really detailed explanation on the Nuba core. So you gotta check it out on ebook, on my ebook. All right, there's a making of at the end, so you can go ahead and read how to put your lights and where to put them and everything. Okay, great. So let's move on. Giuseppe sending also 2 images, and let's see images of Giuseppe. Here they are. He said that he had to do a really quick job and to go, but you know, if you would add only another 5 minutes, you could fix that color balance, because I see everything is really yellowish. So yellow, I don't think we need to add. All right, I'll add some blue at the beginning, so this area gets really better. And on the midtones, well, something like that, you know, could work better. All right, so we can see blue light actually coming from this area and entering the room. All right, what happens if I add a little bit more blue, something like this? Okay. All right, this is much better. Your computer here really overexposed, so you gotta fix that right here. Regarding this image, you know, I can see that you worked on this image and you created floor and everything. So my suggestion is go ahead, create presets, you know, like pre-made materials and stuff like that, so you can use them really quick, and they will be unique to you, only you. So it will be only your stuff, and this is what the clients will love about you, because you're using unique textures. Okay, and it will speed up your work. So build up your library. Like, it's the most important thing that you will have, and this is something that's gonna define you from other artists. Okay, this is like a tip, right? Great. So same stuff here. If you add a little bit of distortion right here, a little bit chromatic aberration, and something like that. Well, see, you can fix the image. All right. Okay, there's another user that came in. Okay, and I'm going to add him. All right. Okay, great. So okay, this is how you correct it. Let's do another one. This one also nice image. I can see that this wood here got really weird bump, and the texture is really with low resolution. But same stuff goes here. You know, this is what you actually do. You're supposed to do in your 3D Max. You know, you're supposed to correct your white balance in your physical camera. If you do it correctly, you will need to mask that much with color balance in Photoshop. All right, but if same thing with this image. All right, right here we can add more bluish light to come from, to have a more bluish feeling. But from this area, it will be nice to see blue light coming into this room. So the highlights are actually responsible for bringing the highlights, the light from the sky into this room. All right, so this is how it was. All was kind of yellowish white balance, and this is how it's supposed to be. More natural colors, maybe a little bit too much of a blue here. I'm gonna reduce it, something like this. But yeah, this looks better. All right, but now we got really natural colors for everything that's going on here. Okay, so this is how you actually correct your white balance. Okay, and we did lots of types already. Well, I like also to check the exposure and everything. So it's a little bit dark now. It's more balanced, and you can always check also the curves. Also adding a little bit more contrast to your image. But in this image, curves are really everything works okay. Yeah, I will do it. Everything works fine. This is fine looking image, and you saw it's like 3 or 4 minutes of work, and you can correct it. All right. I like the journals and everything. Glamour, design interior. It's nice to see new stuff. Those things from Evermotion. Yeah, I know it was a quick job, but anyways, if you create your own library, you get to use your own stuff. So it will be your unique thing. All right. Okay, someone got a question. Yeah, the floor wood direction. Well, they do it. I saw actually houses doing stuff like that, and it's nice. It's a unique stuff. I don't know if it's more expensive to do stuff like that, because most of the time people want to they use linoleum, they don't use parquet. But this one looks like a parquet. This one doesn't look like linoleum, so we can see really nice bumps here, really big bumps actually, but big plates of wood. Well, maybe you can do them a little bit smaller, and fix that texture on the chair as well. But well, it's a unique stuff. It's a unique design. It's a unique stuff. It was a quick job. It was like a really quick job. So Giuseppe needed to give it away like in a day or something. So he did 2 images, and you just could add a little bit color balance and fix that yellowish thing here going on. Okay, so it's a pretty good. All right, let's move on to Hussam. Okay, let's see what Hussam got to show us. All right, so Hussam sent me lots of his images right here. All right, and another house. I can already tell it's very, very bluish here, and you need to fix the grass here, because you can create grass really, really easy. I think I showed it in one of my webinars. There's a really nice tutorial from Peter Guthrie. All right, here you go. You can check out this tutorial. It's really, really easy to follow, and you can create really nice grass. So I'll suggest you to go and check it out. Okay, same thing here with color balance. You can actually add more of a reddish, more of a yellowish. Well, blue, I don't know actually about blue, but stuff like that. See, your house actually got got really nice bricks, when you fix them, because everything looks kind of bluish right now, but after adding you get more colors. Okay, so let's check out your interior stuff. All right, there was a really nice several images. That's a nice image here. This was the first one. Same here. Color balance. Just check the color balance. Add something like that. Well, here you don't need to do it. It's the color balance is okay. Just fix a little bit of a curves. Just to add a little bit more of a contrast, something like that. So your actually lights will pop out, something about that. Control Shift F will bring the fade panel, so you can control the last effect that was used. So if you used it a little bit more, as I right now, you can reduce it. You can well, there's not much to add, except maybe from more photorealistic image aspects, like color correction here, and you can actually add more of a fisheye, something Yeah, two looks nice. And more of chromatic aberration, a little bit lens distortion, something like that, and boom, voila. It looks a little bit nicer. By adding sharpen, you can get all the things here really nice and sharpened. Okay, so it's a nice design. There is not much to tell. I would fix the pillows and everything, and I would just put lots of pillows here so it will look more comfy to sit, because if you sit right here, you will lay down on the wall. This area, I don't know, you're the architect, man, you just go figure out, but you know, this corner is not, I don't know, maybe you wanna close it with this wall. I don't know what's the instruction inside this, if you can move that, but you know, corners like this, sharpened corners like this, that comes into your in the middle, you know, it's something that cuts the eye. You know, if you wanna go on something comfortable, you should probably smooth that. Okay, just maybe you can smooth that only, you know, like make it really smooth, and to put the pillows all around, so it will look more comfy. Like big pillows here and big pillows here will fix that for sure. Okay, let's move to the next one. This one's a nice image. Same stuff, color balance to add more blue light coming from the outside. So something like that. All right. As you can see, maybe a little bit too much of a cyan, but a little bit more of a blue something. Yeah, this one looks much better. We can, as well as you know, fixing the blue sky here, we are fixing our natural color for the wood here. You should probably use a little bit bigger texture, but as I noticed, this you got a little bit wrong frame. You know, you don't need you need to add a little bit more. You need to add a little bit more from the top, because it cuts not that naturally here. So something like this, you know, if something like this could add to your image. Just gonna paint this in black, so you know, so it will be easier to see the difference with the crop. And you don't need to put so much from you don't need to put so much from the bottom. You know, if you just crop it something like this, you know, it will look more balanced, because you got too much of a floor and you got really nothing going on the ceiling. So there's some nice details right here, and they, you know, you cut them really yeah. So if you do interiors, try to give more or less the same balanced amount of floor. It doesn't have to be proportional. You don't get to go into twilling. You know, twilling is something that's very symmetrical. You don't need to go. You can be a little bit more here and there, you know, like 60-40, something like that. But here we can see this much is around, I don't know, is almost more than 60%, you know, maybe 70, and this much of a ceiling from floor, you know, is about, I don't know, maybe 30%. So maybe 35, but you know, it's beyond 60%, and you should probably, you know, but it's a good image, it's a good cut, the design, everything works fine. You know, the illumination and all the background also kind of cool. So just if you want to add a little bit more light, feeling of light, just go ahead, distort, filter, diffuse glow, and you add a little bit glow, stuff like that. So by adding mask, you just remove the glow from the carpet and from the ceiling, something like this, and you know, you leave it only on the window area, you know, and then you like reduce it to around, I don't know, like 30% or something, 50 works fine for this image, stuff like that. So you get really nice warm feeling of light coming in. Okay, let's do the next one. Also nice design here, same thing. You need to fix your frame. This I don't know about this. I don't think you need this part because it's like empty and it's do not add much to your image. You can crop it. However, you could add more on the top. Same thing here, you know. This looks more balanced. So I'm just gonna, whoops, something like this. I'm gonna crop it again. So actually, when it paints it in black, you can notice it better. Maybe a little bit more, something like that. Okay, now it's balanced. The whole thing is I can see some grain going on here. I don't know if it's a texture, but and on the TV it's probably the texture. So you gotta add more subdivisions to your material right here. And I can see that your camera angles on the previous images as well, you know, you see that line. So on V-Ray physical camera, you got a button, you can press it. It's called guess vertical shift. If you press the button, it actually straightens your lines with your target. Your camera with your target, they get straight lines, so you don't get that. You can make it, you know, you can make it, but just a little bit, so it won't look really symmetric, you know. But line like this, just not natural at all. So wrap tool for what, Mario? I don't know wrap tool. Those angles, camera angles, you can fix only with guess vertical shift on the camera. No, I never heard of the wrap tool. For there was in 3D Max some modifier, and this modifier was fixing camera. I think it was something I forget. Oh, with Photoshop, the wrap tool. All right, I see what you mean. Yeah. If you like Control A, you select the image, and then you go into transform mode. You got a wrap tool, right? So, well, you know, it's one way to do it, but most of the time it's kind of weird, you know, because you got all over your image, you know, you got like those, you know. Okay, well, you can try it. Let's see. Yeah, the whole point is that if you use wrap tool, it will blur your image, and it will really blur your image. So it's a one way to go. I prefer to do in 3D Max. Yeah, you can put some rulers and just, well, it's you can say, yeah, it's pretty going on the same line. Yeah, thanks a lot, Mario. That's one way to go. As I said, I prefer to do it with V-Ray. But if you rendered already, this is one way to fix it. Well, same stuff here, adding a little bit of a yellowish and a little bit of a red, and voila. Oh, there's actually blue sky there. You see, we've added on the highlights a little bit blue, and you get really nice bluish illumination coming from the sky. So now we don't see that, but now everything works fine. This is how you correct this image, right? Yeah, only for this image. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, sure, if it's a quick job and you don't have time to render, because this is the Photoshop post-production training, and we're here in Photoshop tips and tricks and stuff like that. That's the way to go. So thanks a lot, Mario, for that tip. This one to use it. This one way to do it. All right, great. Let's move to next image. This is nice image. I got your request regarding this fireplace here. In my taste, this image got really crispy look. I don't know why. Oh, it's okay. It's a little bit too much of a sharpen here, but same thing here. I think you can fix a little bit of exposure right here. Yeah, it balanced it more because you got less contrast, and now you got more contrast, so you got more defined areas here. This one's like lightened and this one darkened. Well, exposure looks fine. Looks fine to me. Color balance here, just a little bit to get rid of this yellowish here painting on the wall. So something like that. Well, that's a nice image. I mean, there is not much to fix, only the textures, and not to do so much sharpened, so it won't scratch in your eye too much, right? Okay, this one's here as well. I'm gonna show you in a bit what's up with your wall here. Just to show you this stuff here as well. Color balance, to balance this a little bit more, to add a little bit more blue or something like that, so you get blue sky here and not yellowish. You see, something like that. Okay, there is huge area, empty area here. It's not really bothers me, but you know, if you wanna do a composition that perfectly balanced, you should put something here, or at least, you know, maybe this cup, to move this cup here, this one to move here, you know, to stretch it a little bit more, or maybe just to crop it, you know, not to give it too much of a because we got also lots of things on the ceiling, really empty stuff not going on. I understand why you did it, by the way, because it's like kind of wide angle and you wanted to show the more space of it, but I don't know, just to put here maybe a magazine, something like that could fix that. And as you see, I cropped the frame. It looks a little bit better for this. Oh, you wanted to see that chair here. I understand. Yeah, that's probably why you went with so wide angle. But anyways, put some magazine here or something like that, or just take those apples and put them here. It will balance it perfectly, you know. Or just maybe a laptop. Just move something to cover this area, so your eye will follow like 1, 2, 3, you know, stuff like that, or like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know. So you will jump. You will start your eye following from the front, and you will go there, because right now I'm starting somewhere here, you know, and this area is not used at all, and it's kind of empty, you know. Okay, let's see what you got with your wall. Alright, let's see what you got with your wall. So you send me this PDF. Whoops. Send me this PDF, and you want to create something that looks like this from this texture, and you want to do some displacement that looks like this stuff, and you want to put it on this wall. And I can see you did a bump here, boolean probably, and you cannot really unwrap it, or what? Okay, really, you wrote me here really weird stuff going on. So I've opened your file right here, and you know, as I started opening it, it gave me this message that first of all, you're not working with Gamalut, so you're not in the right gamma, because in the ebook I'm saying that to get better results with light illumination, you should set up your computer to gamma 2.2. This is basically how I work. But the second message was this inches. You work with inches and centimeters, and I'm working with centimeters, and it works really fine for me. But it's not really the problem. Just, you know, I like to work with centimeters in my workflow, because I know better the dimensions and unit scales and everything, and lights. So regarding to my book and the setup that you get with my book and the Nuba course scene, everything works really fine with centimeters. Also the displacement modes and the bumps and everything. So basically what I did, they use inches. So basically what I did, you know, Chaos Group, they Bulgaria. So I think when they created their calculations, it was all based on centimeters, millimeters, stuff like that. Well, I don't know really, but this is I presume, you know. So anyway, you know, I just opened a new file. I've imported your scene into this. Oops, I've merged it. Sorry, I merged it. I've merged your file place into my into this. All right, and okay, and I've added this material. Whoops. And what's going on? I need to activate V-Ray, sorry. So where is this? V-Ray. Okay, so I'm just gonna save it in this folder. Let's call it test. Okay, and we don't see actually. Oh, sorry. Okay, now we can see your material, all right? So Alt W, I'm gonna expand that view. Okay, so when I first checked this, there was not real world map size. This is what I actually add when I put the UVW map on my material, and then I just go basically into this material and I put here use real world scale as well, so that that way I know that I'm on a real scale mode with my material. So I know, like, I put it 100 centimeters, and voila, you know, we can see your map and everything aligned perfectly with this. This is the best way to control actually the textures. You know, you just it doesn't matter which object you create. You can just put UVW matte, activate real world size map, and that's it. It aligns your textures to all the objects automatically. So it's a nice tool. Let me just demonstrate. For example, I don't know, I'll create a box here, you know, and I'll just apply this material to this box, you know, UV box. Oops, you see, it got the same aligned material, same stuff. I don't need to mess up with the scales and nothing. I can create as much object as I want, and it will automatically apply the same measures of the texture to the object. So it's a nice tool. It's use real world scale. Okay, so what you can do here, I saw the map that you sent me, and I saw all your maps that you created, and they are really small ones, you know, and they're not really also quadratic. You know, this is one of the, you know, 400 dimensions on 200. This is really small maps. If you want a really good displacement, you need to create really big resolution, like 2000, something like that. And then you only with high resolution maps you can get really good results with your render and with your textures. So this is rule number one: use big resolution, high resolution textures. Regarding your image here that you sent me, okay, well, what you can do, you can crop it. You know, you can, if you want to use that, you can crop it, but it's a big enough, it's size like 3000, stuff like that. But you know, when you zoom it into it, it's kind of blur, you know, it's you don't see much, you know, it's a bad picture, man. And I would use really nice, really high resolution pictures. Okay, the whole point is, it doesn't matter how big are dimensions. Almost all your textures, even if it's like 20 centimeters, you know, all your textures gotta be with high resolution, especially for displacement. Yeah, so yeah, I understand what your client gave you. You can, by the way, you can recreate this map, you know, because let me show you how you do it, right? So Control A, Control T, not the T, sorry, we'll use that wrap tool again. You know, you can try to fix that here, you know, to match the dimensions. Okay, and after doing that, you can fix the color balance. Oops. You can fix the color balance of this image, something like that. You can fix the exposure as well. Okay, something like this. I understand that this stone got a little bit of a greenish look, so this is the way to go. And after doing this, you need to create a seamless texture. So in order to do also good displacement mode, you need to have a big resolution for displacement. So what I did yesterday, actually, I just went and I searched displacement stone. I've searched for displacement stone and I've clicked on the images, and this is the first image that I found. I've clicked on it and I came to this website that shows you, this guy took a picture and it was with corners here, so he did an offset, and it actually shows you how to correct it, how to convert this map into seamless texture. This is basically what you need to do with your texture. I'm not gonna do the whole process because you can read and see how you do it with this tutorial here. I'm just gonna use those maps because those maps are really nice and good made, and they're already seamless. So you need to create seamless. Here it shows how he made it by the hand, how he created. So this one actually goes for bump, and this one goes actually for specular. So I'm gonna use both of these maps here. I'm not gonna use the specular, but just to show you how you do it, you go and you open a new texture, 2048 quadratic, all right, and then you go and I'm gonna just open two of these textures here. You can see those textures not quadratic, and they're pretty small. They're like 500 on 300. It's like pretty small. But if you Control A, you select all, and you define pattern with this texture, then you can go and you can add, double click on the layer, you can add the pattern, and then you can select this pattern, this image as a pattern, and then you create a big resolution texture, and you put as much repetitions as you want. So for this matter, something like this could work okay. Okay, so just to see how much, 313. Okay, so I'm gonna save this map. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna call it let's just call it stone, and let's put this map into our 2D Max file here, like this, drag and drop, and we need to activate, of course, the real scale mode, 100 on 100, something like this, quadratic, maybe too small, we would go like 200 on 200. Okay, looks a little bit better. Okay, what else? In Photoshop you can do the same thing for displacement. Control A, define pattern. Okay, we're gonna go on this layer, we're gonna duplicate it, and on this pattern we're gonna apply the displacement mode. Same here, the scale mode gotta be the same, so they will lie up on each other perfectly. Okay, so this one go for the displacement mode. I'm gonna save this as JPEG stone this displacement. Okay, now on 3D Max, on 3D Max we're gonna put this bump here. We can do it, it's not necessary. Oh, this is 300. Just close the bump, no bump. All right, and we're gonna go and add a displacement mode. and we're gonna put this texture into this displacement mode. Now to view this correctly, you need to put a camera. I just put some camera. Something like this. And it's like too near. Let's activate the show safe frame. Okay, something like this. And let's put some sun, just to show what it is. Yes. What's going on here? Sun. Okay, we got some sun. We got a camera. And let's go to our render preset, close the displacement, activate the frame buffer, close the filter maps. We don't want to have filter maps, all this fine. Color mapping, of course, exponential. I'm gonna put 2.2 on this one of gamma. Radiance map, I'm gonna do it like 20, and it can be like, I don't know, medium. It can be also low. On the light cache, sorry, 500. This is a preview stuff, and we don't need this filter. Whoops, none. We can use this pre-filter for glossy effects if we use any glossy stuff, but you know. And we're gonna add some more RAM. I got like 12 gigabytes, so 7,000 could be enough. And we're gonna press render and see what we got. Oops. One thing I forgot is to activate the calculation phase, that we can see really fast feedback from the calculation of our map. Okay, so this looks nice already. Let me just show you how this thing. Let me just go and do it with bigger resolution, like 1200, something like this. And let me just close the displacement and to render this really quick without the displacement. So by the way, you can see that this texture looks already nice because it's made from a real photograph. And this real photo here, it comes with shadows and everything, so this looks really photorealistic. All right. Okay, so if you activate the displacement mode, in order to speed up your render, you can put the region option on, not to render all the image, and just to render some small corner and to see how it works. Okay, we can see the displacement mode starting already to appear. This is not really high resolution texture, but we can see the displacement mode in action. It's a little bit small, so maybe you can increase it here. Just, I don't know, give it like 2 centimeters, and let's see what's happening. Let's just move to another corner. Somewhere here, and press render to see what's happening here. Okay, so alright, we can see the displacement is working fine already, and our texture getting really nice stones going on. So this is the way to work it. All right, this is how you create displacement modes. Just remember, in order to have a really good displacement, you need to do quadratic textures and to have them really high resolution, like 2048. Where you can recreate your textures, there's a nice site called CG Textures. There's lots of free textures there on this website. If you want a really high resolution, you need to pay, but for example, if you go on bricks, and you got lots of different types of bricks here. So you got dirty bricks, messy bricks. These are actually nice, and they're already seamless. You see, all the set that called tiled, all the tiled here, they are already seamless. So oops, let me just log in here. And here you go, and you can view the tiling preview. This is how it looks. This is actually same stuff that I did with Photoshop, by creating pattern and defining pattern and covering the whole place, the whole 2048 with this image, because it was seamless and you don't see any repetitions on that one. So it's a really nice site. Oops. It's a really nice site. Go ahead and check it. All right, go ahead and check those textures here. And they got lots and lots of stuff for free download. Only if you want like really high resolution you can pay, but you don't need to do that. See, so there's like lots of different bricks, different stuff, and some of them already tiled, you know. So yeah, you can recreate your texture from this. I think this one actually looks nice, and this one, so I think you can find what you're looking for. All right, great. So let's move on to a Nicholas. Send us an image. It's right here. It's a nice looking image, a little bit too saturated, but it's a nice image overall. I like it. Okay, so the first thing that pops into my eye, that you got greens going on all over the image, all over the place, and those greens are you know, got the same colorization. You know, grass and trees and everything, it's like one colorization. And basically in nature you got different gradients, you know, different colors, different shapes, and it's not that saturated. So the first thing is, of course, if you got a correct exposure, then you want to fix your color balance. So by adding more of a yellowish and more of a reddish, something like this, you can add a little bit more of a blue stuff, something like that. So that it fixes a little bit better, you know, your whole scene illumination. Right. So stuff like this, stuff like this, stuff like that. Okay, could work fine. Okay, after fixing this, well, I think the frame is a little bit too big. You want to concentrate more on your house. So I would just cut this stuff over here. You know, with exterior visualizations, you want to have a little bit more of a sky. So the house should be like cover 60% of the whole image, and the sky and everything and the trees is the rest 40%. So something like this, I think, should work better for this image. Okay. All right. The next thing, I'm going to duplicate the image. You want to add colorization to your trees. So how you do it? You go on your hue saturation mode. You just pick up your grids, for example. You wanna reduce a little bit. First of all, we wanna reduce a little bit of a saturation because it's got really high saturated. So I'm going to reduce something like this, and then I'm gonna duplicate it again, and I'm gonna do the different colorization on that. So hue saturation, yellow, and on the hue mode here, you can add like a little bit more green, you know, and then you add a mask, and you know, you like remove this green because we don't need to have it on grass, but it's really nice to have it on trees, something like that. So okay, this nice way to go for this, and we can combine it, we can merge it and duplicate it again, and go to the hue saturation mode and add a little bit more of on the yellow, add a little bit more of a yellowish, right? Something like that. So our trees will get a little bit yellowish look, because it's not like noon. You got more yellowish colorization coming from the sky. So once again, I'm gonna add a mask, and I'm going to just with mask, I'm going to remove the yellowish from different places. I'm gonna leave it in different places. I can see that it's really high affected on grass, stuff like that. Alright, so I'm gonna merge it one more time. Okay, so we got really nice different colorization on the trees going on. Okay, well, what else what you can do? Maybe this green is okay. We can just duplicate the first layer from what we started, and maybe we can just, you know, add a mask again, and to it a little bit, you know, to delete, just to add in some places this green back, you know, like somewhere here, stuff like that. You can also work with grays if you want to give like half of a look, you know, not completely transparent. Okay, so this looks fine. This looks better. Another thing is you can add some. You can try to fix the curves, but I think the illumination in this scene is perfect. Is really good. So there is not much of a contrast or exposure that you can fix. The illumination is good, the sky is good, everything's good. The only thing is this green stuff, too much of a green stuff. So you can add a little bit more sharpen here, before you do that, always duplicate your layer, so you will have option to come back to your previous stage. So add some sharpen, and you can see it's like really crispy, and we don't need it all around that image. So we're gonna remove that sharpen, that crispiness from the trees, and we're gonna leave it on the house. So if we just zoom in to the house, you can see how blurry it is right now, but how the reflections being really sharp. The reflections should actually be sharp. It's really nice feeling to have sharp reflections, but everything regarding the trees and grass, I think when you do sharp on this, it becomes really crispy, and you want to avoid this in your image. Okay. Yeah, you can add, of course, lens distortion. All right, I'm gonna close this grid. You're gonna add some lens distortion, some little bit chromatic aberration, vignette, a little bit of amount of vignette, something like this. Okay, and voila, this is a really nice image. And I don't think you can add here something, but here how you started, you know, and this is how it ends. You know, you got really nice colorization of the trees going on. Maybe the grass a little bit too saturated. Gonna duplicate this layer one more time, and I'm going to reduce the saturation from yellows here from the grass, and maybe just can brighten it a little bit, something like this. Control Shift F, you know, always bring the fade effect pedal, something like that. And oops, you can always work with mask if you want to leave that effect on the trees and you only want to desaturate a little bit of your grass, so stuff like that. Okay, could work fine. Well, this is really nice image. This I like it very much. It looks way better now. This is how you add, like in a couple of minutes, you just add a really photorealistic, nice look to it. All right, let's go. Stephanie send me a question regarding some artifacts going on right here. And we can see here and here and here. This can be two things. One thing is the modeling, of course. I got those artifacts sometimes when I work with a sweep option in 3D Max, you know, extruded shapes from lines. And the best way is to work with a bevel profile to do those things that don't give artifacts. We can see also like weird illuminations here going on, and it could also be in render. So not enough hemispheric subdivisions in V-Ray. Hemispheric interpolation samples. This is what actually smoothes your image and removes the artifacts. So for a testing, if you got a really nice, really big scene with lots of stuff going on, like really heavy stuff, you can start with 25-25 in hemispheric subdivisions in irradiance map and interpolation samples for the irradiance map. If you have like not that big scene, you can put 50-50 or even 100-100, you know, like 100 for the subdivisions, for the hemispheric subdivisions, it's actually the samples in your scene, and 100 for your interpolation samples. That's actually the parameter that smooths your distribution of samples. So if you start to lose detail, you know that you've gone too high with this interpolation samples. So basically, if you want to smooth your artifacts, work these interpolation samples. The best way to work it is with similar groups for hemispheric subdivisions and interpolation samples with same numbers like 25, 25, 50, 50 or 100, 100. This should resolve this image. Try it. If it didn't work, we'll try to find the other solution for this problem. All right. Okay, the next question was from Umam. He's asking about the dynamic memory limit and stuff like raycast. What is that? Raycaster parameters here in 3D Max. What are those really weirdy stuff do? Okay, so raycaster parameters, it's a huge topic. And what are these parameters do? It's actually refers to the binary tree of V-Ray. All right. Okay, don't get scared, because first when I heard this issue of binary tree, I said, what tree? What kind of tree? What really going on here? This is in 2 words. This stuff is responsible for building a structure of rendering of your render, of rendering calculation. So it also depends on how big is your scene, but it more refers to the RAM and the processors and everything, all the hardware and the software that you got in your computer. So basically, what V-Ray needs to do, V-Ray needs to build some structure, right, to execute your render. So it will do it without wasting too much energy, without wasting too much of time, and will do it the most fastest and the most accurate way. All right. So as you see here, there's like maximum depth, minimum leaf size, leaf coef. All this refers to the binary tree. If you want to know what's a binary tree, well, if you go on internet, this is how it looks like. This is a structure, the basic structure of a binary tree. It's actually the algorithm that V-Ray creates works. The render works by this binary tree. So it will know, okay, if I got some image and the light is entering into my image right here, so it hits the ground, it bounces to the building and bounces away. For example, in shadows, it bounces here more. All of this bouncing and all of this calculation is being executed in the fast way thanks to this binary tree. So the binary tree is actually responsible for creating fast and efficient way of your render. Okay, I'm gonna do a different tutorial about the calculation and how to calculate this maximum depth and the faces, how many faces, how many leaves and stuff like that. But basically what you should know is if you got dynamic memory limit, and this one refers to your RAM and your processors actually. So the more RAM you have, you can put the more memory limit right here. So basically you take your processor size, processor's amount, and you divide it on your RAM. And this is the number that you get here. You can put it here, but it's not really precise, because everything, it depends on the size of your scene. If your scene is really big, then dynamic memory will use more of a RAM, so the calculation will be a little bit different. But I got 12 gigabyte of RAM, so I got no problem putting here 7,000 and megabytes I provided 7,000 megabytes to calculate my images, and this works fine for me. Okay, default geometry. Well, the best way is to leave it on auto, because when you're working here with static, for example, will be only when you do not have displacements and you do not have like V-Ray meshes in your scene. So static will work fine, but as soon as you have V-Ray meshes and displacement in your scene, the dynamic option will work better. But if you don't want to mess with this, just leave it on auto. The V-Ray will configure it by itself, which algorithms to use and how to distribute your rendering. Okay, and well, the last option was here the previous render. Well, this one actually saves your previous render in RAM, so as soon as the next render will be calculated, the changes will not be changed. This is only made to see better the results. Okay, so if you put here blue, for example, I don't know, I never tried it actually. Let's do it for the first time. But you put a render. Well, it does. I don't see any change, but it's basically supposed to show difference on your render. What was it like before? What was rendered now? Okay, so all of this is basically refers to the previous render of your scene. All right, but I'm going to do a different tutorial regarding this raycaster. I'm going to explain how to calculate this binary tree, because it's not something easy thing to do. All right. So send those questions to me, and I'll work it out. I'll make some tutorials about that, right? Just, like make it very clear what you want to know. And because distributed render for animations, there's like two different types of animations. There's camera fly-through animation, and there's moving object animation. Both of them got different types of calculation. So what will work for camera fly-through, where there's no moving objects, will not basically work for the moving objects. So it's kind of controversial, but I'll make some tutorials about animation. All right. Okay, so there is by the way, there is here some really nice topic on the CG Architect, how to calculate the dynamic memory limit. You can just go ahead, read this, dig this stuff, and there's lots of people sharing their knowledge and sharing their problems and everything, and how they did their success with this dynamic memory limit. So here's a link. I'm gonna post this PDF, this all with those links. I'm gonna post it on the blog, so you can download it. Here as well, you got an explanation about the binary tree if you want to really learn, what it's all about. You can go ahead and make your research. All right. This link is going to be, I'm gonna post this after the recording. I'm going to post this PDF with all the links inside. All right. Okay, Paul sent me last week also two images, this one and this one, and I did not cover it because I had no voice. I started the webinar, and then after recording, I understood that I could not understand what I was saying. So so this is nice images. You got improved from your last time. I can see that you don't use anything, not much of a lights here. But my suggestion, just use rectangle lights in your openings, so that your particles will go fluently into your room. Don't use in openings V-Ray lights. V-Ray lights basically made for artificial illuminations like lamps and stuff like that. All right. So just to fix this image, same stuff here. A little bit of a color balance, more of a blue, something like that. So we fix that yellowish illumination. We can do some curves as well, just to add a little bit more of a contrast to your scene, and we can move some exposure. Something like this, right? So basically you need to work more on your textures, because this texture is a little bit too big, the carpet doesn't look really nice, and you got here tiling, you got really big repetitions, and I never saw those big plates. Is it a marble? I never saw that big marble in the, well, especially in the living room. I know they put them in the restroom, bath, toilet, stuff like that, but never saw something like this. Or it's a wallpaper. It's really hard to understand the texture here, but you started with nice design. Just continue working on it, and send me the update for this image, if you want to make it better, of course. Okay, so maybe something like this will fix that a little bit better. Yeah. Oh, it's a wallpaper. I understand. Well, you got a repetition here going on. It's called tiling, and that's not really nice to see. It's kind of weird wallpaper though. I never saw something like that. It looks more like tiling, like marble, less than wallpaper. I don't know. Maybe try something else that looks more as a wallpaper. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, you asked me about the rendering settings here, and I think I showed it already. I got here this making of Tumba Core, and here I got rendering settings, and I got explanation on my camera settings, how to set up lights and everything, how to put sun and everything. So you can just try to repeat that and see how it works. All right, and send me your send me the updates on your progress. All right, great. Okay, the next one is Boris. Boris had a really nice question. He's planning to place himself on the global market, and he got a question about the pricing, how the pricing goes, because there's a really different range of prices: low, medium, high, quality, the world. And if you work with people from China, they will give you really ridiculous prices. And not everybody, but like freelancers that got no legal programs and stuff like that, they can do your job like for, I don't know, $20-50 and stuff like that. And if you work with people from, I don't know, from Europe, they can do it the same job for like $800,000. So it's a different price of range. But there's also different aspects, from where come the customers, if it's your friends, if it's somewhat related, stuff like that. So I got basically one nice formula for doing this, and it works like this. I always charge a lot of money for my work, but I always give a nice percentage of discount, because this person is a first client. So I want to give him, or he came from my friend, or some of my clients suggested to this person to work with me, so this person also gets a discount. You gotta have your high pricing, because if you meet some really big company, you cannot go really high on pricing, because people know your prices. They'll say, oh, he does this and this job for like, I don't know, $100. And if you got a like really big project, you say, okay, I want like $1,000. They say, hey, why you want to charge us 10 times more than a regular, just because we're a big company? Or so you gotta always have your pricing high, but give always discounts, and so the people will see the actual price and they get a discount, and then they feel more, they feel better, they feel more special. And this formula always works for me on my marketing tactics, because it's always bring me more customers. It keeps my customers happy and satisfied. So it's really works good for me. For example, if you want to enter into a new market and you don't know the pricing, like in Europe, I think Boris from Serbia, somewhere in Europe. And for example, if you want to enter into a German market and you don't want to, you don't know what the pricing there, or American market, it doesn't really matter. When you want to figure out, just give a call to that architectural visualization company, the guys who do it, and to say, well, I got a job, like I got a apartment with 4 rooms, and I want to render for each room, and like or a house, like a really basic project, a house, I don't know, like 5 rooms. I want to do 4 visualization, 2 exterior, 2 interior, and the better way, to ask like 3-4 companies, like to ask the big companies who do it like with lots of clients, to see their pricing, and to ask freelancers to ask their pricing. So they will give you the feedback. They will actually say how much they charge. This is how you know in which level are you. You will see their works. You will able to understand in how much you need to charge. Of course, the second thing is very important, is to go on the research on your client. If your client can pay, if he got money, that's good. But if he doesn't, that's something that you want to reconsider and to think if you wanna get into this. Because I got enough clients were working with me when I started, and I didn't do this research on them, and obviously they didn't have enough money and this and that. So you always want to do from where come your client and what is his background. If you got enough good money to pay for your quality work. All right. So this is basically how you will build your career, how you can start by getting feedbacks from other freelancers for their pricing, and making this calculation. If you bought a 3D Max and if you got all your programs legal and stuff like that, well, and you producing really good quality work, there is no reason from you to take lower prices. Only if like if you're in crisis and you need this job in order to survive, go ahead, like do whatever you do. Because I did a lot of stuff on my life, and there is also projects that I did for free just to build my portfolio. So it's not a shame. It's not a shame to do stuff like that. This is how you worked. This is how you work your way up to be a professional, and this is how you. Yeah, of course. I got everything legal, and all my stuff is legal here. and you know, I'm running V-Ray license here, so without that my V-Ray do not work, you know. So you gotta do if you do that, you know. When I started, I didn't have money to buy all these programs, you know. So so I actually spoke with people from Chaos Group, and those guys, you know, those guys told me that you know, they know that there is a lot of there's a lots of people that there's a lots of people that work with illegal programs, but that's totally fine, because as soon as those guys start to earn enough money, they buy the programs. So it's a part of a process of becoming a professional, of becoming a firm, of growing. It's a part of growing. So eventually you will buy this program. It's only a matter of time, you know. So they do not have nothing against. They have against illegal. They want that everybody will use, of course. You know, every company wants to sell their products, and that everyone will use. But there is no other way. You know, you cannot say you cannot like. There will always be hackers that will hack programs, and this is something that it's a part of our world. It's a part of growing, because the ending point is that you will buy the program as soon as you will have money to afford it. Okay, as soon as you reach the professional level, you will buy it. Everybody does. So there is no other way. All right. Okay, someone were hiring me. Oh, Poek. Hi, man. You missed the webinar, but don't worry, all recorded. We got you covered, man. Don't worry. That. Oops. Did it? All right. Well, this is it. This was the fifth webinar. You can ask me questions if you got any questions for me. For me right now, if you don't have any questions, I have a little announcement right now to make. I'm going to open, if someone wants to continue on these webinars with me, I'm going to continue. I'm going to open V-Ray Masterclass on the January. I'm going to do right now a little break. If someone got less than 2 webinars that I promised, it's not a problem. We just next week we do it private. Most of the guys here got some of them got 5 webinars, some of them got 4 webinars. All of those webinars you can watch, you know. But starting the new class, it will be private. It will be with password and everything. So I will not post those webinars on the web for free viewing anymore. And it will be V-Ray Masterclass. It will be a private class. Will be limited to 20 users. And it will cost $50 per month. Way to go. So it's like $10 per webinar, and we got really long webinars for like a couple of hours. So you can learn a lot. It's like private lesson for $10. So yeah. So here's the link. You can go visit this link. There's a information. It's the same thing as it right now. Same stuff. You send me your questions, works, problems, anything. On Friday we get on Skype, and you get to see me. Correcting those images. All right. So whoever want to continue doing this with me, just sign up for the masterclass. We got here early early registration. It's with 50% off. All of you guys, of course, we bought my training, so Photoshop training, so you get automatic this 50% off. But for all the new guys who want to join, it's on early registration till 24 December. Who will register till this date gets this 50% off. It's, as I said, it's only $50 per month for webinars. And this class starting on 7 January, right after Sylvester. Okay, so this is it. All right. I think we're done here with everything. I'm gonna post those PDF on my blog, and I'm gonna post also this recording, and I'm gonna do the bloopers after all, I think. So if you got any questions, this is the best time to ask me. And if not, I wish you a really good weekend. Thank you everybody who joined me on this 5th webinar. That's a really nice hearing from you that you're improving and doing your works. So this is it. I wish you a really nice weekend. Take it easy, don't get cold, drink some tea. This was Alex, your V-Ray guide. We talk soon. And yeah, Paul, send me. I'll help you. Sure, I'll help you. I'll help you with the carpet. Don't worry, man. All right. So I wish you a great weekend. Thanks for joining me on this webinar. And this was Alex, your V-Ray guide. We will sure talk soon, and see you later. All right, ciao.